Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome back to Copper Jacket TV. So chances are you clicked on this video because you saw that red and white carry map on the thumbnail. The red areas are where you cannot carry. Now, if you were a kid sitting down at Denny's with your crayon trying to find a way through that maze, it is impossible. There is no way to actually make it through without going through one of those red zones. So today we're going to be talking about that map, where it is, why it exists, and the absolute ridiculous arguments that the government gives for why that's okay. Now, real quick, I just want to say thank you all very much for watching. If you're watching this video and you're not subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button. We do videos pretty much every day during the week. Hit that little bell notification. That'll let you know when the new videos come out. It's free. It only takes a second, but it helps me out quite a bit. And check out the main sponsor of this channel down below, which is the USCCA. With your membership, you get that self-defense liability insurance, which is absolutely priceless. Okay, so let's go and start off by taking a quick look at this map. So this map indicates where you can or cannot carry. The white areas are where you can carry, the red areas are where you can't. Now, this all revolves around sensitive places. In this particular area, sensitive places aren't just the location that's considered sensitive. It is anything within 100 yards of that location, meaning that if, let's say, for instance, a church is considered a sensitive place, anything that's within 100 yards of the perimeter of that church would also be considered a sensitive place. So streets, sidewalks, parking lots, anything like that that is adjacent to that area within a 100-yard perimeter is also going to be in that red section. And as you can see, there's pretty much no way to get through it. The white parts that you're seeing are pretty much unpopulated, like I said before. The red parts where the population exists means you can't leave your house. Carry exists, but you can't do it anywhere. Okay, so now let's go ahead and talk about where this ridiculous map exists. We're talking about Montgomery County, Maryland. Now, while it represents Montgomery County, Maryland, you guys have seen a lot of other states create very similar situations with sensitive places where you can and can't go, whether or not you have the shop owner's permission and so forth. So maps like this, while this one just pertains to Maryland County, really represent all of these states who post-Bruen decided to shift to this whole sensitive place type regime where they say you can carry because the Supreme Court now has reaffirmed that we have a right to carry outside of the home. And so they said that you can carry, but we're just going to make it so that you can't actually do it. And that's the real tough part with getting around this map. Now, obviously, this is being challenged, but the county, believe it or not, does not want the map shown as evidence because it proves what they're doing wrong. And you will not believe what they actually have to say in defense of this carry law and why they say that the map is really irrelevant. Now, I want to thank the Firearms Policy Coalition for this little tidbit right here. This is the county's response to the maps, where it says, for example, Carlin Weber's maps do not reflect the existence of the private residence or business exceptions where a firearm may be kept under the county firearms law. Using Carlin Weber's map as support, the emergency motion incorrectly concludes that it is literally impossible to drive in or through the county with a firearm without quickly entering one or more of these 100-yard exclusionary zones. This is also incorrect, as the person can transport the weapon in a locked case separate from its ammunition. So this really gets me. The county's argument is basically, look, these red areas on the map, they shouldn't exist because you can go through these areas. You can travel or drive through these areas. Well, as long as it's in a locked container and separate from the ammunition. So that means that you're no longer carrying, you're simply transporting. And there is a difference between carrying on your person and transporting, but they don't seem to see that difference. What they would like you to do is be able to travel within the white sections, and then hey, once you're going to go through one of those red sections right there, simply separate it, put it in a locked container, and drive that locked container through. Then go ahead and stop once you're in a white section again, get everything, put everything back together, put it back on your person, and then you're good to go. So technically, I mean, they're not really blocking you from doing anything. So by their logic, everything is good. There's nothing to see here. Those red areas don't really mean anything, so we're not really infringing on your rights at all. That's the way that their logic actually works. And they said that out loud. Since you can put it in a locked container and you can drive through those areas, well, then they're not really stopping you from doing anything, are they? Well, of course they are. We all know better. You're not going to be able to defend yourself if something's separate from something else and is kept in a locked container and you have to access it. So basically, the red zones, in my opinion, should be considered the danger zones, right? Those are the places where you're now in danger. So that's the way that I would look at it. Okay, these are the danger zones right here. These are the spots where you've lost your Second Amendment rights. These are the areas where, for some reason, Supreme Court precedent doesn't matter, where some reason the Constitution doesn't matter. These red zones right here are anti-freedom zones. That's the way that I look at it, and I think that's the logical way to look at it, because for some reason, when you're in one of those zones, your rights just simply don't apply to you, and that's something that I think everybody should have a close look at, because like I said before, all these states, look, California's getting really close to passing something like this. Okay, New York's all over it. We know that all these different places across the country, Hawaii and Illinois and New Jersey and all these places, those maps are going to look just like this if they don't already. And so if we have to make wins in this particular space, or these sensitive locations issues that we're having across the country right now are just going to go completely overboard. So again, these are all worth taking a look at, worth knowing about, worth watching, and worth fighting against. So I wanted to make you guys aware of it. As ridiculous as it is, this is a very serious topic. And this is a very big problem that we're dealing with, like I said, across the country. So again, I wanted to bring that to your attention. I want to thank you all very much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Please like, subscribe. You guys have a great day.